Just need a large sweet tea, that's all.
107 for Sunday, thank you.
Thank you. Morning.
107, large sweet tea, right?
Hello. Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Out cruising around in the Tundra this morning, and had to make my sweet tea run. Gotta have that in the morning. And I thought I'd get on here and talk about my first 3,000 miles in the Tundra. Actually, 3,278. How's it doing? My likes, my dislikes, any problems? We'll start off with any problems, I guess. And the short answer is no. I'm really quite impressed. You know, I've had 3 different trucks before this, fairly recently, within the last couple, 3 years. 2 F-150s and a Ram Rebel. The 2 F-150s had some kind of weird transmission problem. Not quite sure what that was really about, but something that I really didn't want to deal with. I didn't have those too long. The Ram Rebel had a little electrical glitch and a cosmetic problem that I wasn't too happy about, especially since it happened relatively soon after I had gotten the truck. The screen actually went black, and I had to restart it a couple of times, drive it for a little while, and then it seemed to self-heal. I don't know, which was good because I never had another problem with it. But there's a lot of readouts and stuff on that screen, so when it's black, you lose a lot of information when you're driving. Kind of a drag. Cosmetically, one of the fender flares, or actually 2 of them, started to separate from the truck because they're only held on by double-sided tape, and whatever they're using just does not work very well. Mine was not an isolated case. I've heard lots of complaints about that, so had to take it into the dealer. Also had a cracked tailgate cap. Had to have that replaced. With the Tundra, I haven't had any issues. No problems whatsoever. Not even the smallest glitch, which is the way it should be. You know, you buy a new vehicle, you shouldn't expect, and unfortunately I think a lot of people do these days, you shouldn't expect to have to take it in to have something fixed, to work out the bugs, I've heard people say. And it almost seems to me like that's becoming accepted these days, that, you know, there's so much technology and stuff in new vehicles that you should expect to have to take it in at some point right after you got it and have something repaired. I don't like that. I think it should be just the opposite. It's brand new. Why would you ever have to take it back in right after you got it and have something fixed? It doesn't make any sense to me. But the Tundra's been great. Zero. No problems. Nothing. Very happy with that. Dislikes on the truck so far. Wow, there's only one. And this is one that everybody's going to give me flack about, I'm sure. I'd give myself flack about it if it wasn't my truck, and that is fuel economy. You know, right now I'm getting 14.9 miles to the gallon. It really is quite horrible, but it is a truck, right? As I've said myself many times, it's a truck. They don't get great gas mileage. You shouldn't expect to be some kind of hypermiler in the truck. So, you know that going in, but I think Toyota could do a little bit better. You know, an improvement by just a couple of miles per gallon would put it probably in the average category as compared to other trucks on the market. Some get a lot better. I think I had gotten as high as about 19 to 21 in the Ram Rebel. So Toyota is definitely lagging behind a little bit in the fuel economy department. But again, to be expected, it's a truck. I knew that going in. That's not really a fault of the truck per se, because that's the way this truck is. You buy it, that's what you get. Pretty small thing, I think, when you compare it to the reliability of some of the other trucks. Toyota far outpaces everybody else in that department, in my experience so far. My likes, you know, there's been, first of all, let me say I love everything about the truck, but there's been a couple things that I've discovered recently, fairly recently in the truck. One is that that little shelf, and these are simple things, but that little shelf in the glove box over there, which takes up a heck of a lot of space, or limits what you can put in there comfortably, can be removed, which I did. There's a video on that. Makes that glove box much more usable as far as putting stuff in there. You know, the manual itself that comes with this truck is huge. You could put it in the center console, it would certainly fit, but I've always put those in the glove box because I don't use the glove box really that often. So taking that shelf out really made it a lot more roomy in there, and I like that. Pretty simple thing to do. And that's something I didn't know I could do so easily until I did it. I also discovered where the air filter was. It's right behind where that shelf was in the glove box. Very easy to get to, again, in the video that I made about that. The other thing is the visor up here. This visor can be brought down, put over the side window, and then extended. You can pull it back to cover a different section of the window if the sun happens to be peeking in over the edge of the visor. And that always seems to happen. Have you ever noticed that when you're driving down the freeway or whatever, and you're in a straight shot, and the sun's right there, the visor never quite covers the sun. If you could only pull it back just a little bit, it'd be perfect. Well, you can do that in the Tundra. Something I didn't know until, I don't know, a few weeks ago, that it actually does that. Pretty cool little feature. Again, minor little thing, but just another thing I like about this truck. People have been asking me about future mods on the truck. What am I going to do going forward? And I will say I do have the bumper cover mods to delete the chrome bumper covers, or bumper sides, edges, whatever you want to call them. I just discovered that it's a little more complicated than I thought to be able to get those off to replace them. So what I'll probably do in this case, and I hate to do it because I like to do stuff myself, is take it either to the dealer, hopefully, or a body shop, and have those replaced by them. And really, it's not that it's too complicated to do, it's that it's time consuming. I just don't have the time to spend doing it. So I will be taking it in to have that done as soon as I get a chance to do that. The side steps, I had mentioned before about having those Linexed to eliminate the brushed aluminum, I believe they are, appearance, which is to me really a chrome kind of look. So we're definitely still going to do that. Again, it's about time. I need to be able to take it in and have it done. And the place that I deal with doesn't work on the weekends, so it has to be done during the week. Which of course is when I work, my real job during the week. So we are still going to do that. I had mentioned before about lighting, going to LED lighting inside here, and still looking at what exactly I want to do for that, what will work. Lately, as I've been doing a little research on it, I've heard a lot of horror stories about people putting in LED bulbs and they either melt in the socket, the connections, because they're either poor quality or not really designed for that purpose, really, or blowing fuses. putting those things in. It's just a light bulb. I mean, when you come down to it. So need to find out exactly what to use for that so that I don't cause any unnecessary damage. Overall, I would highly recommend this truck. Again, this is a 2017 Toyota Tundra CrewMax TRD Limited. Lots of names in that title. Very reliable, no issues, does everything I need it to do. I will admit it's not the flashiest appearance inside as far as technology goes. You know, Ram has now come out with this giant, I think it's a 12-inch, 11-inch, whatever screen. That would be pretty cool. I love tech in vehicles, and that would be pretty neat, something like that. But Toyota's system, I guess, or infotainment system, does everything that you want it to do. I mean, this truck has navigation, it has Bluetooth, satellite, everything that you would want is in this truck. It just might not be as flashy as some of the others, but it certainly does work well, and it doesn't have any issues. You know, you can have the flashiest, most up-to-date system, but if it's glitchy and it doesn't work, it doesn't really matter. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here and give you guys a little update, my experience in the first 3,000 plus miles in this truck. I give it a big thumbs up. Highly recommend it. Check it out if you're in the truck market. See what you think. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please click subscribe if you haven't before. Give this video a big thumbs up. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day.